Hello there, crafty people. So today's video is gonna be kind of different. It's just gonna be just making a bow, hanging out. It's not really a tutorial, although I will stop if I have little tips along the way. But today I'm just making a twisted boutique bow, and hopefully I have a good day and it turns out like this one. And I just fold it. I don't use any templates. I do use a salon clip though, and I don't sew it, I don't hand crease it. I use this yarn type stuff. By the way, my hands, but I made my kids Play-Doh today, and food coloring stains, by the way. It looks like I squeezed a Smurf, and this was the result. But anyways, I don't really have any measurements for twisted boutique bows, really any bow that I make, because I honestly just make it right off the spool. It just keeps coming. Let's do this. All right, so when I have a print ribbon like this, it's always best, well, it looks cuter for one, to do it, to have a coordinating color on one side, but it also helps shape it really well. Like this one. This is a mint color. Man, I am obsessed with this ribbon. All of it. The mint and the ugh. Anyways. But it's always best to double line it because it's honestly easier to shape. But when you do have two colors, I just run the lighter along the ends of it and then press down, and the heat will kind of help seal those two together. And when I'm about to make my first loop, I just pull on the ribbon to make sure that it's all pulled tight so I don't have anything, you know, the inside piece of ribbon a little shorter than the outside, and then it just looks crazy. So I pull it tight and I just kind of form my first loop, and then I just shape it. But I just want to make sure that the ribbon is pulled tight so that it doesn't look crazy. All right, and there's my first loop. I don't really have it at a 90-degree angle on here, not straight up and down. I have it at a bit of a slant here, if you can tell. And then I go and make my second loop. And you gotta kind of eyeball and make sure that it all looks symmetrical. And always, 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 my left loop is a little bit smaller than my right every single time, you guys. I don't know what it is about my left eyeball and my left hands. I'm actually left-handed though, so you'd think that it would be the better one, but that is not the case. So I just have them like this, kind of at each angle. They're overlapping just a little bit on the top. This is the bottom. And then I take an alligator clip and I just clip the top of them to the back of the ribbon so that they don't move. And then I just kind of take another look and make sure that they're, you know, even though they won't end up even because my left side is crazy. Then I just make sure that my ribbon is all nice and laid out. And then I just make my other loop. And I actually just line up my working ribbon, the ribbon I'm making a loop with the ribbon that I've already got in place. It's just lined up straight across it. I used to kind of, you know, overlap it halfway, but I just overlap it like this. I find it looks a little bit better, a little bit loopier. You guys, I said this was gonna be like a bow with me, but this is actually like basically a tutorial, which I don't mind. And then you just kind of make sure that they're, you know, these two loops are the same. I just kind of press them out like this. Make sure they're looking good. And you want these two back pieces here to be straight. All right, I like the way that looks. Then I just take, and I just make my third loop. You want it lined up, this working ribbon, you want it lined up with the first loop. Now just comes making sure that everything is even once again. All right, then when I get my loop how I want it, I take my scissors and I cut the tail however long that you want it, or however short or long you want it, I should say. Then I just make sure to heat seal it. Now, I'm just gonna slide my salon clip in while holding it with my thumb. It kind of looks crazy. And as I'm pulling my hand out, I just take the alligator clip off, hold both sides, and let the alligator clip slip down. And now you have your twisted boutique bow in here. And actually mine looks kind of crazy. So now again, just comes evening your loops out, straightening everything out, making sure it's even. Again, these two pieces in the back, you want to make sure are straight. Now I've got my twisted boutique bow shaped how I kind of want it to look. You don't want them too flat. You don't want them too flat, you know, because if you don't have them at a very good angle like this, they're gonna end up being flatter when you crease it, you see? And if you have to use alligator clips on every single loop just to make sure they stay in place, then do so. It took me a couple weeks to get the hang of my own routine, but I did clip every single loop in place the way that I wanted it until I was able to, you know, take one more off each time that I made them. So I just tied it off and it looks really crazy. So you just pull your loops up, push them up, and this is what I have so far with minimal shaping, which isn't too bad. My top loops are actually pretty even. Yeah, this is not too shabby. Alright guys, so that was my bow with me, even though it was kind of a tutorial, but oh well. I hope that these tips and tricks maybe helped you. If you have any video requests, leave them in the comments below. Hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.